Hi, folks. You are watching and listening to Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media on all of our channels and networks. I'm Mike Morales here in the San Gabriel Valley of Southern California. That guy out there is
Skip Falconer in Los Angeles, California.
We're in literally in the same, almost the same area code. Not really, but close. Skip and I have the lovely distinction of finally getting around to tasting and dissecting AsomBroso. And we're going to start off with the AsomBroso Rosa. This brand is a legacy brand, folks. You've seen it. It's a beautiful bottle. Yeah, it's a funny story, and we'll get to that later because Skip is going to show me his. I'm going to show him mine. But yeah, these bottles have been around for at least a decade. Richard Gamarra is the owner of this brand, and currently you can own a piece of AsomBroso. If you go to the website, you can invest in the brand now because they're expanding the line, and we'll get to that shortly. But first, we just broke the seal off this. We haven't touched it. We're gonna pour the Rosa, and we're gonna taste it. I'm gonna use my Stasso Jarrito for tequila,
and I'm going to use my Glencairn.
Yes, the handy dandy trusty Glencairn. So here we go. We're gonna pour some. Oh, you know what? I gotta be careful. I got some of that plastic on here. I'm gonna pour it all over my keyboard. No. Hang on a second. Let me see how I can get away with this without pouring any on myself. Okay. All right. Here we go. For those of you who have been around for a while, you know, there's some of the old dogs who have been collecting this. You've seen it before. When it first came on the scene, I will tell you that he was ahead of his time. Take a look at this. Yes, it's pink.
Yes.
And as we go through the tasting here, we'll tell you a little bits and pieces of AsomBroso and Rick Gamarra if you're not familiar with the brand or the man. How are your legs and tears? Because my lighting here is really awful.
Well, they're runny. Nice string of pearls.
Oh, there it goes. Yeah. You know what? They're runny but not clingy, and they're decent. They're decent pearls.
Yeah.
I like that they're sheeting. It's a natural sheeting. Okay. The reason.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah, it even looks pinker on your camera. I'll put a napkin behind mine.
I got this professional lighting in front of me.
Yeah, you do. I got to start setting mine up. I have one, folks, but you know. I'm not that. You know what? It's not about us. It's about the booze. All right. So yeah. If we can do it to highlight the booze, then I will do that. Yeah, they're very decent legs and tears. Okay.
They're nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Almost like a really good Blanco. This is obviously a Blanco. It is rested in wine barrels. Do we know how long they're resting it?
Probably 3 months in Bordeaux.
Bordeaux.
Yes.
Not just any wine. Bordeaux.
Not just any wine.
Yeah. So let's take a nose. Oh. Very very distinct agave, and
agave.
It's agave and it's fruity, like a dry wine.
Yes.
There's a dryness to it, right? Am I right?
Yes.
It's almost like the barrel is coming through as well as the agave.
Right. But that agave is coming through nicely.
Yeah, we'll get to the stats and stories shortly. I just want to go through the tasting because to my knowledge, no one no one out there has actually done a tasting of several of the lines of AsomBroso. For us, this is the first time, and they have. Full disclosure, I've had it before. I've had this, but about 8-9 years ago, I have a friend in New Mexico who's an avid collector, and this was one of his favorites. He really enjoyed this one, so he would buy it multiple times. And every time we visited, that would be one of the ones that we would actually enjoy. That's just really nice nose.
Yes, it is. Very pleasant. I get no alcohol.
No, but it's very wine-like. It's very wine-forward. Okay, you notice this. I know you're a big tequila collector. I didn't know how big. Follow him on his Instagram. Okay, it's Tequila Sensei, believe it or not, and you have vintage bottles. I had no idea. And he's taken it's a whole gallery of stuff that he's got, and this is, so I know you've got some wine bottles behind you. So I'm assuming you or your wife.
My wife.
Yeah, have a little bit of a wine nose and palate. Okay, so, and for me it's, California White Zin. I know very little about wine, so I've had them, but I don't study them as well as I do agave spirits.
Right.
I'm ready to dive in. This thing is just gorgeous. Let's give it a shot here. That's just my first pass. What do you think, Skip? Tell me your thoughts. What are we getting here?
Getting a lot of spice. It's like almost peppery.
Right. Okay.
It's there's a little sweetness to it, but it's not. It's I think it's the agave sweetness.
Yeah, and it's not a lingering sweetness.
And it may be from the wine.
Yeah, I'm thinking that I'm getting like fruit, and not a dry fruit, but more like a grape. Okay, there's a little bit of citrus involved, but the finish is long, but it's dry. It's a dry finish.
Yes, it is.
Okay, let me go through this again.
And it stays on your palate nicely. I like the spicy, the peppery.
The pepperiness, yeah, because there's like an explosion of pepper. It's only sweet for me on this first pass. It's only sweet right at the tip of my tongue, right at the entry. And then like a mid palate, that's where you get your pepper explosion. And then the dryness, the dry long finish. This is a long finish.
Yeah, I get the sweetness in the rear.
Okay, all right. Now, full disclosure, I have had just one cup of coffee before we came on. It's been a busy morning for me, so I have not had any real food at all. And I just rinsed out my mouth like we normally do with vodka. To me, that's the secret, folks. Okay, and because I know a little bit about AsomBroso, I know I've had several of their iterations. I'm going to show you their brochure in a second. Let's do the second pass here and find out what. The alcohol is way more prominent on the palate than it is in the nose. We don't get alcohol.
Yeah.
But the alcohol, the astringency of the alcohol is way more powerful. This is a bold Rosa.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not, and I will, as we go through this tasting, I'm going to give some more information on this. Now, first of all, Rick Gamara, the owner, was ahead of his time. I know that everybody's doing it now. Okay, everybody's doing it now. We've had several Penta, we had Cali Rosa, we've had several that, and I think Código is doing it as well. That are aged in wine barrels. Okay, and Rick Rick has always been a stickler for specific wine barrels, okay? AsomBroso broke a lot of glass ceilings. They were the first ones to do this, okay? And when it first came out, nobody was doing it. When it first came out, I looked at it and I go, oh, well, how did they get the color? What are they doing to it? How did they get past the CRT?
Right.
Right? But he was aging it in wine barrels. He was the first one to do it. I know everybody else is claiming to be the first one. They're not. Okay? This brand's got about 10 years on everybody. Now they're doing wonderful things with tequila and wine barrels. Okay? I'm a big fan of doing that. Juan de Leon is another one that is aging stuff in wine barrels, used wine barrels, you know, French, you know, Bordeaux, you can't, that's a French barrel. Okay.
That's it. That's it. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see. Let's give this one more pass here and then get into the stats and stories. Boy, that really hits the spot.
And you know, I don't get as much pepper now.
Yeah. Well, now the wine is doing its job and it's palate. So the wine is taking over the remnants of the wine that you know that they age it in. You know, at first pass, you're getting that agave.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And I think you know what I'm thinking too. Maybe you had enough of these that you get like a slight agave bitterness on the sides of the tongue. It's not a bad thing, but it's almost like the agave had been caramelized, or you know, the.
You know what? I got that up front.
See,
I was wondering what that was.
Yeah, because it's like it's almost like you're getting a tobacco or a like a bitter chocolate, but it's only bitter slightly, okay?
Yes,
but it's only bitter, but it's a good bitterness. It's like I get that bitterness sometimes on really good blancos, but I get it at the rear of my palate to the back.
I got that on the front.
Dude, you were born with a reverse tongue. But you know, that's why we need more than one guy to do this, because it's like I can only tell you my point of view, but you're telling me something different, but you're getting the same thing.
But this is good.
Oh, you know, I have been a fan of this for a while, but I haven't had it in about 5 years now. Skip, show people what you have. You have a vintage bottle in your collection. I didn't know this.
Oh, watch well, excuse the dust.
Yeah. Well, hey, it's a vintage bottle. It's gonna be dusty. Okay, now what's the difference? Because it's still being hand painted and all that other stuff. What's the difference?
There's a big A and B. The A and B for AsomBroso is pronounced. See the difference? You see that big A and B there?
Yeah.
Now look at this bottle.
Okay, but is it?
And this is a fuller bottle. This is a bigger bottle, I think.
No, it's a 750. They all have to be 750. It may be taller.
It's wide. It's rounder.
Okay. Well, so yeah, and that's, you have an old style vintage bottle. Now, what's the distillery number on that?
This is 1146.
See, I haven't been following AsomBroso in a long time. It's not our main focus, okay, folks? And so I didn't know. 1146 is where Don Fulano comes from. It's like one of our favorite, Fuente Seca. So he moved away, and now where's his new distillery?
1459.
Okay, 1459. Let's go there. All right. It's a major maquiladora. 1459 is Tequila Selecto de Amatitan. First of all, it's Amatitan. I like that. I like tequilas from Amatitan. But there's some stuff that I've had here. Just last year, we had Cali Rosa, which just came on. It's a celebrity brand, but it's so well done, folks. Cali Rosa is going. They went bananas with the wine thing. They went they went completely wine forward.
Yeah.
They have Blue Nectar, which we've had years ago. Excellent tequila. Insolente, which I've been trying to get for a long time. El Hijo de Mis Amores, which we had in 2021, which is a Brand of Promise it's a Brand of Promise winner because it's a triple distilled Blanco. Demetrio we've had Grand Mayan, which is one of our
Grand Mayan
winners. Beautiful tequila, right? Yeah, I'm sure you've got all their bottles.
Hey, now you know what else when I got this old bottle, I got a stopper.
Does it fit?
I haven't tried it. I didn't open it.
Do it on the new one. On the new
bottle.
Do
it on the new one. See what happens.
On the new one.
No, it's loose.
So there was a change in the bottle. Okay.
There's a difference in this bottle.
Show people what it's supposed to look like, though. I mean, if it would fit. Okay, put it up to there we go. Put it up to the camera and bring it back toward you now. Okay. That bottle, the reason it's vintage and the reason it looks like that is when it first came on the scene over 10 years ago, it had this crazy story. I don't know who was writing his copy. It said that this was a duplicate or a model after a bottle that was found in a castle somewhere, and I don't know where. And originally the original copy used to say, if I'm sure you could find the remnants of the old website. It used to say that it was aged in barrels in California. Okay, that was wrong. You can't do that. Okay, that's against the law. Okay, it's bottled in Mexico. It's tequila. If you're calling it tequila, it's got to be in Mexico. But it had all this backstory. It had a romantic backstory, and then the bottle was funny because it looked like a phallic symbol. Okay, so but as the years progressed, I guess shipping and handling and breakage and things like that, you learn the hard way, and you add that piece, and it comes separately because it's easier to box that way, right? You got the original box too, right?
Yep. Let me show you.
Yeah, but you haven't even opened it.
No.
Wow. See, I probably, when it first came on the scene, I probably had that juice and loved it. But I gotta tell you, this is just as good. And you'll agree with me, right? Brand of Promise nominee.
And the packaging, I think.
Oh, well, of course.
I would say for sure.
Vintage packaging as well. You're absolutely correct. Because funny or not, laugh or not, that bottle has survived, and it's been one of those classic. It's kind of like Clase Azul. Everybody wants that bottle. Everybody likes it, right?
Yeah. And that new mandala bottle, all the different.
Yeah, exactly. It's a marketing ploy to get you to buy it and get it off the shelf. But this is really good. I'm enjoying it. I have had, full disclosure again, I've had several other iterations, and we'll show you those later. But this one, I think, Brand of Promise nominee, I think in the legacy category, because it's been around for a long time. This one was the first to age in wine barrels, okay? So if you've had it before, folks, leave us a comment. Give us if you're watching us on YouTube, first of all, hit the notification bell. Give us a like, because it does help us with the algorithm, because the world exists on an algorithm now. Leave us a comment. You tell us which one of the line is your favorite, okay? We're not going to go through the entire line. We've only got a couple of the samples. But I so appreciate AsomBroso for giving us the chance to finally, after, we've been around for 22 years, we've never been able to actually break these down. And so, thanks for making that happen. By the way, check out the website, okay? Check out their website. If you want to buy a piece of the action, after 10 years, this brand's not going to go away. It's only going to get better, okay? I believe that they are, AsomBroso.com probably is what it is. And we're going to go, yeah. And we're going to go through a couple of the other iterations. One more, and then I have one we have scheduled later on with Alex and myself, and there's a whole story behind that too. Okay, but anyway, that's our take on AsomBroso Rosa. I love it. I think it's a good flagship brand. And again, if you've it's again a legacy brand. It's not going to go away. But if you want to buy a piece of it, you can. Check them out. They'll walk you through it. And if you're so inclined, go do it. But that's our take on AsomBroso Rosa. Stick with us. We got one more review to do. I'm Mike Morales here in Southern California in San Gabriel Valley. That gentleman out there is
Skip Falconer in Los Angeles, California.
You have been watching and listening to Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media on all of our channels and networks. Please follow us on Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, Twitter. We're everywhere. We're like a virus.
Everywhere.
And Instagram. Follow Skip on Instagram as well. But whatever you do, tomar sabiamente.
Sip wisely.